Every year, the Toronto International Film Festival gives us movies we cannot stop talking about. Last year at TIFF 2025, the festival brought us highly anticipated films like Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, The Testament of Anne Lee, and No Other Choice making their North American premieres at the festival. And of course, TIFF introduced the world to incredible gems, including Eternity, Roofman, Carolina Caroline, which I can't stop talking about, and of course, Obsession. We're only a few weeks away from the 2026 festival, and that means it's time to gather the team and talk about what we think is going to be the next big thing at TIFF this year. So make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, all the engagement. That really helps and goes a long way in supporting what we do here at ForReel. So with that introduction out of the way, joining me in this conversation is our TIFF accredited team. Very quickly, guys, I want to know, what is your TIFF superpower? What is your thing that you're really good at festivals? First up, writing on special presentations and Midnight Madness feature films, we have Luca Meta.
Hello, how are we doing?
Your festival superpower, Luca?
Having the battery to stay up till 2 in the morning for a Midnight Madness and do the Q&A after, and then walk home.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't either.
Before we got on the recording, I'm just like, you guys keep that youth. You keep it. You hold tight to it. It's a wonderful thing.
I just muscle through it.
Publishing video reviews on special presentation and gala presentations. We have Shawn, but he's not here. He's gonna join us in a little bit later. He'll be on. So Shawn will do his introduction in a minute. For written reviews and video reviews on Centerpiece, Midnight Madness, and gala presentation feature films, we have Zach Conway.
What's up, Thomas?
Yo, what's up, Zach? I'm curious. So this is your first time as accredited press, right, at TIFF?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think you've attended the festival before. Do you have a festival superpower?
The absolute temerity to see every possible movie that I humanly possibly can. Like literally anything.
I love it. I love that enthusiasm. Absolutely. It's just that get after it kind of attitude. That's a great superpower to have, especially at TIFF. Oh, man. All right. And writing on discovery and platform feature films, we have Mo Mala.
Hi, how's it going?
It's good, Mo. You know, I'm not sure what your festival history is. What's
Nothing.
Nothing. So you're gonna find your superpower this year.
Yeah. It's gonna develop at some point. I hope it's Luca's. I hope I get that power to stay up until 2 for these movies.
Totally. I think it's a great superpower, but you will discover it at this festival for sure. All right, guys. Hey, welcome to the conversation. We're going to have a great chat about what movies we're looking forward to. Before we jump into that, just a little bit about the festival. TIFF is running in person, of course, in Toronto from September 10th to the 20th. There is no virtual component to this festival. You got to be there, got to be in person, but it is always worth the trip. I hate to miss TIFF, and so I've been covering this festival. I think this is my 5th year that I'll be covering it. Can't miss it. It's always a great time. There'll be 293 featured films and episodic works at the festival, a handful of short films, a part of their shortcuts program, so lots to choose from. You got 10 days to watch as many of them as you can. Zach, your superpower is going to be very helpful in that case. But of course, as always, we are in the process of already planning our festival. Even though we're a couple weeks out, we are trying to put our schedules together. We're trying to arrange interviews. We're planning out what we're seeing and who we want to talk to. There is a lot of preparation. We don't just show up to the festival and do the festival. Like, this is a weeks of preparation leading up to it. And so I appreciate your guys' work and effort here. And we're going to have a lot of great coverage for you guys listening out there. Like I said, like, subscribe, share. There's links in the description for where you can find all of our coverage of the festival over at thisisforreal.com. And then, of course, follow us on the social medias. Twitter and Instagram are the main places that we like to post. So, all right, guys, let's jump into warm-up conversation here, guys. So we're going to talk about our most anticipated films in this conversation. But I want to start with a quick Q&A session. As I kind of mentioned, some of us have been attending the festival as press for a few years, and there are some of us that are new here. So I want to direct this first question to the newly appointed TIFF press members here. What questions do you guys have about the TIFF press experience that we can answer for you?
I guess question one is it's not going to be that bad, right? We
No.
can get through this.
You can do it. You can do it.
I will say it's going to be a little frustrating with one press and market screening per movie. However, as the case always is, they add more during the duration of the festival. So maybe like it's just one now, and then they'll see what's really popping off. So then they'll put more later down the line. So yeah, it's not all over, but that'll be that'll play into my next point later.
Yeah. We'll get to more from you. Zach, I know you've attended the festival as just an attendee. Do you have any questions, or what do you want to know about the difference between just attending the festival and attending as press?
Well, I guess that would just be my main question of, is there any real difference in the press as opposed to the normal sort of walk up and buy a ticket sort of way of attending the festival? I'm sure people at home are very curious to hear about that.
Yeah, I think this is interesting. When it comes to just buying a ticket, you obviously go through the stressful process, as we all do, of dealing with Ticketmaster. I am not going to go into that right now.
No.
But with tickets, you typically have assigned seats. And so I know when I have a ticket, it's like, dope. I can run my previous movie right up until the showtime of the next one that I have a ticket for, and then walk in and get my seat. The biggest difference with press is that the P and M screenings, the press and market screenings, are first come, first served. And so you never know exactly how long the line is going to be. There's a few movies that you just know that's going to be a crazy line, get there super early. But when you're trying to pack your schedule and trying to fit as much as you can in, can you spend an hour and a half in every single line? Can't. So you have to really judge, okay, how early do I need to be for this movie to get a seat? And it's nice because a lot of these theaters are really big, and it's actually surprising how many people can fit into some of these auditoriums. I remember going to the press screening of The Whale. Luca also remembers that line. I went to the public screening for that, but the line for the press screening, I was there when it happened, and it was just around the block. I'm like, there is no way all of these people are getting in. And of
Can
course,
I tell a funny story?
Yes, absolutely, go for it.
So last year for the Testament of Anne Lee, me and one of my friends, we got up at 6 a.m. for this screening because it was playing on 70mm at the TIFF Lightbox downtown. And so we get up at 6 something to go for a 9 a.m., 8 a.m. movie. And we get there and we see a door open at the Lightbox. We just walk through. Turns out we actually were not supposed to go through that door. But I saw the door was open. Look, I woke up at 6. The brain wasn't working the way it should have been. And so we ended up being first in line for Anne Lee. And one of my friends, who's also press, walked in when everybody else got let in, because we didn't line up like normal people because I'm a dilettante. And I remember my friend said very loudly, "You fucker. You fucker." And then Matt Neglia got mad at me because I called Brady Corbet a nerd. And then the film print cut out maybe 10 minutes in, so we switched to DCP.
That's right.
It was a great day.
That's right. I'm trying to think, because I was at that screening too. I got in the right line. What happens at these screenings is they'll if it's super early, if it's super early, they'll line you up outside, and so you line up outside, and then when it gets closer to the time, they'll shepherd the line inside to where the indoor lineup is. And I'll tell you, I was at that movie an hour and 15, an hour and 20 minutes early, because I was not missing that movie in 70 mil, in 35 mil.
No, it was 70.
It was 70. Okay, yeah. I wanted to see it on film, right? And the press screening was the only one that I could go to. So I was there so early. You talk to Derek about that. He's like, Thomas, how did you get there so early? Guys, I got movies to watch. So I do remember you getting ahead of everyone, and it's okay. I got into the screening. You know,
It was an accident.
It was an accident. He swears. So yeah, interesting stories with that.
Yeah.
Luca, is there any other piece of information that you would like to give to newly attending press?
This is my best piece of advice I can give anybody who's going to TIFF, not even press. You're not guaranteed for a movie unless your butt is in the seat. So like that means like it's not over if you don't have a ticket. Like on the day of, you can figure it out, you can finagle it, you can rush it, you can whatever. Again, it's not over until the screening has already started. There's always an opportunity to get in.
That's a really good piece of advice. Like, because we all know the ticketing process is very stressful. So if you're trying to get tickets ahead of time, that can be stressful. There are day of tickets that become available. There is a rush line. There are multiple times that you can get into a movie. And I think he's right. Until the movie is started, like there can be opportunities to get into that screening. So that's actually really, really good advice, Luca.
Yeah, I also want to touch on because I'm just inflating the runtime, so I apologize. But I remember you posted something last year that was quite frustrating, and it was I can't remember what screening you were at, but you were at something in the Royal Alexandra Theater, and you posted about how like, hey guys, you know, like whenever you look up a movie on Ticketmaster and it says it's sold out, here's a plethora of empty seats, and
that was so frustrating.
Yeah, I was frustrated too. It was ridiculous to see, and it happens a lot, unfortunately. So that's another thing that I want my TIFF newbies to prepare themselves for: the crushing weight of frustration.
It's going to happen. That I'm pretty sure that was it was just an accident screening, which I struggled to get a ticket for. I had to go to that screening. It was the only time that I could see it. And I'm in the balcony looking down, and the movie is about to start, and I just see rows of empty seats. And I'm like, guys, there's still space in the boat. You can get more people in. I really hope. I mean, obviously nothing goes perfectly. It's a massive festival. There's a lot going on, and I'm sure that the logistics for running this festival is really, really tough. Mm-hmm. Please fill the seats. This also happened. Actually, I also remember this happening at a couple years ago. What's the Nazi one?
Zone of Interest?
Zone of Interest. This happened at Zone of Interest. I was literally sitting in a row where there were 10 seats next to me available. And I'm just like, guys, fill these seats. Fill them.
Yeah, that happened to me with the Boy and the Heron premiere in 2023. There was just there were so many open seats just right behind me. And I'm like, well, what the hell is going on?
I really hope that's a kink that I really hope TIFF gets figured out, because that, you know, we go through too much stress. And if we go through all this stress and it truly is sold out, you know, that's just what it is. You only have so many seats in the theater. Yeah. But when you sell a movie out and there's seats, like rows of seats available, guys, I know you can do better. I
don't want to complain too much, because I don't want to disillusion Mo. It's his first festival.
I know.
I'm already getting mixed signals. I'm being thrown out from every direction here already.
That's exactly the TIFF experience, so just be ready for it.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's going to stay like this.
Yes, pretty much until the end of the festival, really.
Yep.
Okay, guys, a great conversation. Love that Q&A moment. If anyone has any other questions about TIFF and attending, go ahead and put them in the comments. Like, I'd be happy to respond to any other questions and like share what I know and my experience with TIFF, so that we can hopefully make as many people's experiences as seamless as possible. So throw your questions in the comments. All right, guys, I'm really excited about this. I just want to let everyone know this t-shirt, or this tank top, I designed myself. Every festival I like to like come up with a creative name for our group chat. And so and I always like to spin the like festival into the name of a movie title. So this year I got Everybody Wants to TIFF Me. And so you can get this tank top. You can buy this. I am selling a limited number of them on the website. Go to thisisforreal.com. There should be a pop-up, or you can go to our TIFF showcase. The purchase screen will be there, and pick your size and have it for the festival. I think this is just a really fun thing to have, and I have this dream of like seeing a bunch of people at the world premiere of this movie with this t-shirt on. So like,
gotta dress for the occasion.
Cool. Dress for the occasion, absolutely. We have sizes available from small to 2X. If you need a special request, if you want like a different color, or if you want a different shirt style, I can do like t-shirts. Just send me a message. I can try to work some things out there. And if you don't want to pay for shipping, you can do that. Just like there's some instructions on how you can pick it up from me while I'm in Toronto. So head over to thisisforreal.com. Get yourself a Everybody Wants to Tiff Me tank top. All right, guys. Let's hop into conversation about our most anticipated movies. This is the bulk of our discussion here, and I know that this can get kind of long depending on how we decide to talk about these movies, but that's why I want to go ahead and get started. Let's have some great conversations. So what we're going to do is a round robin style discussion where we talk about our 3 most anticipated films. So each of us will give our 3rd most anticipated, and then we'll give our 2nd most anticipated, and then rounding it out, we'll give our most anticipated film at the end of the round robin. And I'm gonna start with, you know what, Mo, welcome to TIFF. We're gonna start with you, okay? Give us your 3rd most anticipated film at TIFF this year.
3rd most anticipated film. So there is one that is called Furies, directed by Rami Cody, and it takes place during the Lebanese liquidity crisis, which, if you don't know, basically the bank stole everyone's money and held the hostage for a bit. And this movie is about these 2 sisters, and they need to pay for a very important surgery, and they start planning a heist to steal some of their money back. And
very interesting premise here. I'm trying to see where this movie is playing before TIFF, because this is the North American premiere. I guess it's going to Venice first.
That kind of reminds me of this David Mackenzie movie from 2016 called Hell or High Water, where 2 brothers rob banks because the banks are trying to repo their house. I didn't know about the Lebanese liquidity crisis aspect, though. I might have to check that out.
This is very interesting and very frustrating.
I can imagine.
So this is a centerpiece selection, and like I said, North American premiere. It looks like it has a few screenings. The press screening will be on Saturday the 12th, and then it has 3 public screenings after that. So there's a number of opportunities to get to see this one. This was not on my radar before Mo mentioned it, and that's why we do this, because it's always great to find new movies that I wasn't aware of. I mean, 293 films. There's only so many that you can keep on your radar. So I love
a lot of movies.
Yeah. I love sharing.
I thought you had to watch all of them.
In 10 days, that would be quite the feat.
So Mo, we're actually going to have you on like a Clockwork Orange setup where they just keep your eyelids open. They just show you all 300 movies.
I can do it.
That's great. Zach, let's move on to you. What's your number 3 most anticipated movie?
My number 3 most anticipated is Andrew Hay's A Long Winter. This is Andrew Hay, if you're not familiar, directed a film, I want to say it came out in 2023 or 2022, All of Us Strangers, with Andrew Scott. This is his follow-up to that. It's set in I want to say North Dakota or somewhere in the mountains, and it's a really nice family drama, or it's a family drama with Fred Heckinger and Evan Moss-Bacharach. And if it's anything close to the emotionality of All of Us Strangers, I'm going to come out of that press screening a wreck.
Yeah, so it takes place in the Colorado mountains, but
not North Dakota.
but it was filmed in the Canadian Rockies, so it's another Canadian movie.
Actually, yeah, that's I think where I got confused, because I think Andrew Hay said that they filmed it in around the same areas that they filmed The Revenant.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
okay.
I'm really excited for this one.
Anyone else have thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I watched All of Us Strangers maybe less than 2 years ago, and I was just completely floored by it. First of all, like introduced me to Blur, great band, great needle drop in that movie. That movie is just so crushing. I won't spoil it, and I won't say too much about All of Us Strangers because it's a very it's a dense movie that like requires kind of going in blind. But Andrew Hay is just a very special storyteller. He's a humanist. And I like Fred Hetchinger. I thought he was absurdly funny in Gladiator 2. We don't talk about that one very much anymore. Maybe we should. Maybe we shouldn't.
We don't need to talk about Gladiator 2, but I will talk about his performance in Gladiator 2 because it actually is really good.
But actually, this is going to be a little taste test because Kit Connor's going to be in this, and I need some Kit Connor to see what to do before X-Men. I know we're on the festival podcast, can't talk about superhero movies too much, but I don't know. I need the guy to impress me,
Yeah, this cast is what caught my attention. Like you mentioned, Fred Hetchinger, Kit Connor, Ivan. How do you pronounce his last name? Moss
Bachrach.
Yeah, when he shows up in a project, I am very interested. And so I saw this cast and instantly shot up on my interest list. So I'm glad that Zach has it on his most anticipated list. I am trying desperately to figure out when I can watch this movie. I also watched All of Us Strangers and was definitely very impressed by it. I liked how kind of like isolated it was. It just had this like presence to it, like this vibe to it, and yeah, just very impactful film. So, all right, cool. Luca, let's move on to you. What is your number 3 most anticipated movie?
So my number 3 anticipated, I'm not sure if you heard of it or made a shirt about it. It's called Everybody Wants to F Me. I'm gonna take the nice family-friendly title. So this is it's been referred to as a razor-sharp satire. So I'll see for myself. And it's about the modern dating scene and performative male culture, enlightened masculinity, just basically how dating people in 2026 is just an actual shit show. And it stars Taron Egerton. And that's enough for me. Look, I had my stocks invested when Kingsman came out all those years ago. Not much has come from it, but also Jessica Henwick is in it. She was really good in this movie from this year called How to Make a Killing. Kind of came and went, but I'm very excited for this movie. I like a cutting satire, especially when it's about the dating scene, because I have a lot of very, very mixed thoughts about how we connect with people in this, in this digital era. It's quite convoluted. I'll say it that way. So I think anybody who pokes fun at how ridiculous, social interaction is now, I think I hope they do a good job.
What are the chances that after the festival they're going to have to retitle the movie? I'm thinking very specifically about Shitheads getting retitled to, which one is it? Nimrods or Idiots? Idiots. Okay. Which is funny because Nimrod's confused. I know, right? It's extra confusing because Nimrod's also came out at TIFF, and that was titled New Year's Rev. So both of those movies are kind of like these young, like. Oh,
they did retitle it.
They did. Yep. And so and they both kind of have that young, like, punk energy. And then they premiered at TIFF. They both got retitled, and then they both came out in August. You guys could not muddy that water anymore. Yes, and I think I'm gonna bring Shawn in to this part of the conversation. Shawn, welcome to the conversation.
So sorry for appearing late, but I'm very excited to talk about TIFF. Please continue.
You're actually just in time.
Yes, amazing. We were talking about Everybody Wants to F Me.
Can't wait to see. Can't wait to cop that shirt, Thomas.
Yes, I'm so
excited. Can't wait. I love it. If you're on the streets of TIFF during the festival, you better buy one. That's a threat.
Yes, yes, definitely.
We're gonna force you at gunpoint and tell you to buy our tank tops.
I want to make that very clear, especially clear. Violence will be inflicted, if not.
Anyone else have thoughts on Everybody Wants to F Me?
I'm just excited to see Taron Egerton in a new movie. Honestly, where's the guy been? I feel like he's been in I know he was in an Apple TV show. I think he might have been another Apple TV thing. But when's the last time he was like headlining, like leading a movie of any sort, like Rocket Man? I'm sure he was.
On
The Netflix movie.
Yeah,
But that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
We don't think
Yeah.
about Carry On.
He became
I
a
don't think
streamer,
about
and
streaming.
I can't condone that. So I'm just happy to see him doing something that's going to get a theatrical release of some sort. So that's what I'm most excited about when it comes to that movie.
Totally. Mo, Zach, do you guys have thoughts on this one?
No, just that I'm excited to see it. Like Shawn just said, Taron Egerton is like one of my favorite actors, and like Luca said as well, since Kingsman, I've been kind of waiting for him to kind of have a moment since. And Rocket Man was kind of like that, but it didn't really hit in the way that something like Bohemian Rhapsody did. So I really hope that people go like that. This is a good movie.
Totally.
I'm
Buy our
excited
shirts.
Buy our shirts.
That too, yes. Buy our shirts.
We have to say that actually at the end of everything.
Yes.
in this podcast.
Mo, were you gonna say something to close this one out?
Yeah, no, I'm excited for Taron Egerton to be back. That like poll image that's on the TIFF website of him just walking down the street with his headphones and that tank top is like burned into my mind because I'm just imagining him wearing
those
that
3-inch short shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna tie back. So, for our new festival goers, there's also another thing called you will see one promo still for a movie for the next possible year. So just get ready.
That's so true.
Baseline. But anyway, let's continue.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The whale one was bad.
Right.
That was only like 4 months.
4 long months.
Yeah.
Cool. Shawn, welcome to the conversation. Let's get your number 3 most anticipated movie.
Number 3. All right. It's Evil Genius. I know this is a very unconventional pick. I was also one of the last people to submit, so that's why I wanted to keep it different. But the reason why I'm excited for Evil Genius is a very specific reason. So years ago, Netflix released the documentary called Evil Genius as well, and it was about how in 2003, I think early 2000s, where this guy he walked into a pizza shop, I think, with like a bomb strapped to his neck, and just the whole situation around that. So I'm a big true crime documentary guy. I feel like a lot of people are too. So that was just a very interesting thing to learn about. And it's directed by Courtney Cox from Friends, which is very interesting. Actors turn directors. Those can go one of two ways.
Welcome to TIFF.
Yeah. It's weird that TIFF is getting it. David Harbour is starring in it. I think he's my favorite part of Stranger Things. I think he's great in the Marvel movies. I'm excited to see him do different things now that he's out of Stranger Things. So I'm just excited to see him lead a movie and have a lot to work with. Patricia Arquette, Oscar winner for Boyhood. I think she's always amazing. So I think the fact that she's attached to this gives me a bit of hope. I'm hoping it's not just a paycheck movie. We don't know much else about it besides the still that we have and that it's based on this insane situation. But I'm just excited for it. It could be a really good thriller. It could be a surprise from the festival because TIFF is all about surprises, like stuff that you don't have on your radar that come out of nowhere. So I'm hoping that maybe this can be something. I'm not expecting an Oscar contender or anything, but could be a fun thriller in the middle of the festival. You know, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Courtney Cox does have Scream under her belt, so I wonder how much. But yes, I'm really happy that you said Friends because I love Friends and
Friends and Scream 1 to 4. That's like
Well,
oh man, any thoughts on Evil Genius?
Yeah, I can't say I'm like frothing at the mouth for this, just because I think like again like I kind of poked fun at this like a little bit ago, but like TIFF has a lot of actor director movies. Like this is kind of like I don't know, it's kind of like part of the shtick. Like last year there was the James McAvoy movie, and that's all I can really remember off the top of my head. Is there anything else that I forgot?
Was last year the Scarlett Johansson movie, or was that the year before?
Yes,
Eleanor the
that was
Great.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Stiller had a movie 1 or 2 years ago. We made jokes about Rebel Wilson in our group chat. Like,
oh yeah,
Rebel Wilson's got something this year. Yeah, that's crazy.
She has something last year, and then she has something this year, 2 years
I
ago.
just hope it's not controversial as the last one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Again, partially just off premise. Like, come on, the whole thing is like about a guy called the Pizza Bomber. Like, sign me up. I'm sorry. And the mastermind behind it is my one and only Patricia Arquette. I love you. She's the best.
This should be interesting because Evil Genius is actually is Courtney Cox's second feature. Her first one came out in 2014 called Just Before I Go, which has a stunning 9% on Rotten Tomatoes and 2.9 on Letterboxd. I have not seen that movie, and so I don't know what to expect from Courtney Cox as a feature filmmaker. I'm going to try not to have those scores from a movie from 12 years ago hold me back from seeing this one. Obviously, it got into TIFF, so hopefully it got in on merit and not just connections. But I mean, Courtney Cox, I love her when she shows up in projects. And I definitely keep an eye out for what she's doing. And so when I saw this and saw, this is a feature from her, I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I hope that I can make time for it at the festival. It's kind of one of those that's like, I really want to see it, but it is tough to see everything that you want to see. And so really hoping that I can make time for it.
Every time like there is a section of time that opens up in my TIFF schedule, because I'm still doing all my rearranging and everything, that is always the first movie that somehow sneaks back in, and then
Nice.
it gets popped out again for something else, because I'm so interested in this like David Harbour, Patricia Arquette combination. I need to see how that works.
It should be interesting. Okay, I'll give my number 3 most anticipated movie, and I wish that I was more logical about how I choose movies that I'm extremely interested in. But I also have this tendency to seek out movies that I know nothing about. That's this one. So my number 3 most anticipated film is We Are All Strangers by Anthony Chen. I've never seen any of his movies before. It's a centerpiece film, and it's 157 minutes long, so on the longer side of movies, but it just seems like it a really, really good story. I don't know, just the vibe, everything that's happening with the presentation of this movie. I love the title. It's a longer runtime, but it seems like this is a director who's really focused on themes and really constructing interesting character development here. And character development is so important for me. So yeah, I don't know a whole lot about what it's about. I'm not looking into it a whole lot. I am hoping to get the chance to see it. And I just want to be immersed in this, whatever story that this has. I mean, the poster is awesome. I don't know. I just want something really emotional. And I think that that's the vibe that I'm getting from this, is it's a really emotional kind of story. And I hope that's the case. When I saw it on my first look over the schedule, it definitely stood out as something that could be a hidden gem. I love finding hidden gems at festivals that I then won't shut up about until it comes out 2 years later. So yeah, We Are All Strangers. This is my number 3 most anticipated film. Did this pop up on any of your guys' radar at all?
No, but Anthony Chen, I mean, looking at his Wikipedia, a very acclaimed director. So you definitely put on my radar, and if it can fit the schedule, it's something I'll absolutely try to see. I don't think it has a wide release date, unfortunately.
No, I don't think so.
So maybe it's something that maybe will have to be prioritized, because you've definitely, even though you know nothing about it, just the way you talk about how excited you are to see the filmmaker himself, it sounds like it could be a real hidden gem coming out of TIFF.
Yeah, for sure. I've been slacking on showtimes. There is one press screening on the first day of the festival, and then 3 public screenings throughout the festival. So a number of times to check it out. It is tough fitting movies over 2 hours, 2.5 hours into festival lineups. I get that. It's very, very difficult. I remember last year, I really wanted to see Kokuo at TIFF. I was so disheartened at not being able to see it at TIFF, because that's a 3-hour movie. And it's very hard to justify that when I'm traveling for a festival. I did get the chance to then see it at the Vancouver Film Festival later, but yeah. What maybe my advice, something that I would probably tell people to keep in mind when you're going to festivals, is run times of a movie. I don't want that to be a deciding factor every time, but when you have limited time, when you have limited resources, when you have to choose between, you make really tough choices between one really long movie and two shorter films, that might be something that you consider. I know when I see a movie that has 3 digits in how long it is, it's like, ugh, it's gonna be tough. But
Yeah.
shout out to the movies that are 90 minutes. You guys, those movies really help pad the festival lineup a little bit. Any other thoughts on We Are All Strangers?
I mean, it looks good. We need a Hamnet this year. Something that really just,
Great.
punches you in the heart and kicks it and stomps on it.
That could be it.
It could be. Yeah, Zach.
No, I was just saying the thing that Luca just said about Hamnet. I think that's going to be Elsinore. I don't know if any of you have that on your
Ooh,
lists.
I did see
That's
that.
on my
That one
radar.
popped up.
Also about Hamlet, ironically.
We just can't get away from Hamlet.
That's why when you said Hamnet, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Look, Lonely Andrew Scott. We were just talking about All of Us Strangers. Great movie. Give me more.
We were. That's right. This one is on my radar. I'm very interested in this one. Yeah. we can't get away from Hamlet movies.
Oh, there was 2
yeah.
Hamlets last year. I forgot.
There were 3 Hamlets last year.
Oh,
there were
really?
3. Yeah, because there was an animated one. So the animated, there was the Riz Ahmed one, and then there's Hamnet.
Wow. Macbeth is right there.
Oh man. Okay, we're moving on to round 2. We're gonna come back around to Mo. What is your number 2 most anticipated film?
Yeah, so my number 2 is one that I didn't even know existed until I started looking through every single movie that was happening at this festival. It's called Stuffed, directed by Theo Reese, and it is a musical dark comedy starring Jodie Comer, who's a taxidermist, she falls in love with this just average Joe who makes some kind of request from her taxidermy skills, and it just sounds weird and gothic, and I'm very into the one promo still of it that I've seen, and just the look of it's getting me.
It's also starring Harry Melling, and let me tell you, when Harry Melling shows up in a project, I am instantly interested. Yeah, his performance in Pillion. Oh man, I wasn't ready for that. I just wasn't ready for it because I saw it way ahead of the buzz. It played at the Vancouver Film Festival, and everyone's talking about it. Alexander Skarsgård. I didn't even know the premise. So when the movie started unfolding, you guys, my friend Darren Zakis, talk to him about my experience with Pillion. I am literally watching this movie what is this? When they go into the alley, I'm like, what are we watching?
Sometimes Google can help you out.
I just wasn't prepared. I don't know. Harry Melling, I'm showing up for his movie. Alexander Skarsgård, he's great. I don't know. Pillion.
Surprise, BDSM.
When I saw Pillion, I saw it right after seeing the film Wuthering Heights. It was literally yeah, so.
That's a lot. That's a lot to take in one day.
Crazy double feature.
Yeah, so
Wuthering Heights and anything is a crazy double feature, honestly.
You watch something else after
Wuthering Heights in general. Just don't you don't want to get involved with that.
Oh man. Is Stuffed on anyone else's radar?
As a musical fan, now I am and Jodie Comer. I mean, she's not. I feel like a lot of this festival is that actor, actresses in it. I'm gonna see it, and Jodie Comer is definitely one of them. She picks such interesting projects, good or bad. So definitely, I'm happy, Mo, that you brought that movie because now it's definitely on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just looks odd. I was reading the log line a couple days ago, and yeah, just. The idea of a taxidermist meeting a guy who wants to be taxidermied, yeah, They'll never run out of movie ideas ever. They have a guy stuck in a whale. There's a dude who wants to be taxidermied. We're good for the next 200 years.
I feel like, because I think I remember coming across this when I was looking through the program originally, and it feels like a Midnight Madness kind of movie. I don't know why. Maybe it isn't. I mean, just the image that we have, the bizarre kind of like premise that we have, it feels like a Midnight Madness movie that they couldn't fit in Midnight Madness, and so they put it in the Discovery program, which I am all for. I like when movies that would typically go into one category end up elsewhere in the program. And yeah, I am so interested in this. One press screening on Friday the 11th, and then 3 public screenings to check it out. So plenty of opportunities to see this one. I am very excited that this was on someone's list. So thank you for pointing this one out. And it's a world premiere. I love when TIFF gets interesting world premieres. So, all right, Zach, let's move on to your number 2 most anticipated movie.
My number 2 is a film that I'm sure we will all have something to say. It's called Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother, directed by Bazem Tariq, starring Mahershala Ali. If you are unfamiliar with this film, Mahershala Ali plays a hitman who is, I believe, it's like a sort of like Odyssey type story. But if you are unfamiliar, this is the film that has sort of taken the place of Bazem Tariq's Blade with Mahershala Ali. He took the sword training that he learned for that film and used it for this one. And the plot of this and just everybody involved has me incredibly excited for hopefully a future action classic that I go to multiple times, or I watch multiple times, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm sure a lot of us are looking forward to this one. Anyone else want to sound off about their thoughts on Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother?
Mahershala Ali, what else is there to say?
What else is there?
Every single time he's so particular with the stuff he picks, so I know it's gonna hit. I'm hoping it's a big awards contender. It's sounding like it is. And if we had to sacrifice Blade to get this movie, honestly, I'm not too upset. I just wish Blade in general was me, but that's a whole other conversation.
Kevin Feige should feel embarrassed.
He is embarrassed, and he should be.
He should feel more embarrassed.
Yes, not embarrassed enough. I hope this movie maybe will push them. We really have to get it right, and then they finally do. Maybe I don't know.
It's maybe I'm happy that this is happening. I unfortunately probably won't see it at the festival. I would love to see it at TIFF, but of course, limited time and stuff. It does come out. There's a limited release at the end of September, so just a couple weeks after the festival. Wide release in October. I'm probably going to save it for then, but this does look really, really good, and I'm really hoping that it is every bit as good as everyone was saying. Actually, in going through t-shirt design ideas, one other one that I had was Your Tiffer, Your Tiffer, Your Tiffer. I'm still holding on to that idea. Mo, any thoughts about Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother?
I'm all for like a Muslim character driven action thing. I'm locked into that day one. I'm there for that. I'm seeing it at the festival. I specifically made time in the schedule for it. I've been very excited for it.
Love it. Great stuff. Shawn, let's move over to your number 2 most anticipated movie.
Yes, my second most anticipated movie of the festival is I Play Rocky. I am a big fan of production, films about filmmaking, more comedy-driven examples, Disaster Artist, Ed Wood, Dolomite Is My Name. This is obviously going to be a more dramatic approach, but Rocky is one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's one of the greatest sports movies of all time. I'm a big fan of Creed. I think Rocky has just stayed so relevant after all these decades, and I'm just really excited to see it. Could it be a traditional biopic that just checks off all the boxes? Absolutely, but I'm still excited. I'm a sucker for them. I'm really excited. I'm not entirely familiar with Anthony Ippolito. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. So to me, he's a newcomer. He's a fresh face. That's exciting to me. Maybe this could be something that catapults him into general audience known territory, and I'm excited. I don't know much else about it besides the making of the movie, but to me that's enough. So I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts on I Play Rocky?
I'm a
Although I
big
will
fan.
say, oh, what's up?
No one else. Is there a reason why it's feeling like people are a bit like reserved for it? I'm
Green Book.
curious.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's Green
Zach,
Book.
like why is there a specific reason?
Maybe not Green Book. It's unfortunate because I missed the greatest beer run ever at TIFF.
Oh, 'cause it's Farley. Okay, that makes
Well,
sense.
not necessarily because it's Farley, because even with the greatest beer run ever, like there was interest but also apathy, and I think I feel the same thing about this one as well. It's not that I'm disinterested; it's just that I don't know. I'm glad I'm happy you're excited about it. Like I can't wait for you to come back and be like, "Yo, drop the attitude, go see this movie." But that's just me. I don't know. I hope that I'm wrong and that I have to rearrange my schedule to add it because Shawn says it's the most amazing thing.
I mean, the cast looks good. I mean, we have my dear friend from the end of Oak Street, PJ Byrne, who is just so funny in both that movie and Coyote versus Acme. So I'm sure like this will be at least like a good performer movie for you know.
You have my goat Tracy Letts in there as well, I believe.
Yeah.
No, the thing that I have a sort of like ironic sense of excitement for this movie. Like I am a fan of the sort of like Walk Hard style. I know that Walk Hard is a music biopic, but that's sort of like The Offer. I believe that the guy that's playing Stallone in this movie played Pacino in the Offer, the Godfather TV show.
Mm-hmm.
So like that style of sort of like making of, I will I will happily see this at TIFF and probably nowhere else. Like this is I'm excited for it.
Fun tangential fact. We were on the red carpet for the Rocky documentary world premiere. Yeah, it was nice because that red carpet was on the Roy Thompson Hall carpet, and I hate the Roy Thompson Hall carpet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a notoriously brutal carpet.
Not just brutal, just entirely disrespectful to a lot of press. I digress. I'll save that for a different podcast. But what was nice about this one is that Sylvester Stallone actually made time to get all the way down the line. And so we couldn't get a question in like independently. We were in a group of people. One person asked the question. I don't remember who asked the question, but we were able to get a soundbite. He took the time and gave a very thorough answer. And I'm very appreciative of that.
We love Sly.
Yeah. Sly, that's what it was. Sorry. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. All right, guys, we have one more of our TIFF accredited team members joining the conversation. Ethan, welcome to the convo.
Hello, I am late. Whoopsie daisies.
It's all good. Glad that you can join.
I was going to steal your picks.
You son of a gun.
We're definitely going to catch you up on everything that we've gone through so far. But now that you're here, let's get your number 3 most anticipated movie of TIFF.
Wild Horse 9. So yes. I have seen 2 films from Martin McDonagh, being probably the ones everyone else has mostly seen. His 2 most recent films being 3 Billboards Outside of Missouri. I saw it around when it came out. It's been quite a long time, but I remember really enjoying the direction and the performances, especially from Francis McDormand and Sam Rockwell. I thought he was really captivating, especially. But his previous film, The Banshees of Inisherin, really has stuck in my mind. I thought that it's really... Sorry, there's just like a fan in someone's microphone that's that's just distracting me. There we go. Every performance was really, really captivating, and how he let all of the scenes breathe was really, really excellent. So I am really looking forward to what he brings to the table next. I haven't looked at anything about the film. I like to be surprised.
This is an interesting one because like movies that have release dates, I tend to deprioritize. Like I want to see this because I did enjoy Three Billboards. My opinion on Inisherin has developed positively over time. But the release date for this one is November 6th. And when you have like 2 months in between the TIFF screening and the release date, I'm like, okay, that might be a little bit more worth my time. As opposed to like an end of September, early October release. So yeah, I hope that I can make time for this one as well. Anybody else want to sound off about Wild Horse 9?
Oh man,
Oh, sorry, Luca, go.
I was gonna say the same thing as you, man. Unless you're gonna say I love Martin McDonagh, because I love Martin McDonagh.
You get it, man.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Sorry.
I remember. We're basically saying the same thing. It's okay. I remember seeing In Bruges. I don't know how many years ago with one of my friends, and just like uproariously laughing at almost every syllable uttered. I just think there's something funny about the Irish accent that just gives me a giggle. And I love Seven Psychopaths. That was a very helpful movie for when I was trying to get through writer's block myself. Three Billboards and Banshees just makes me cry, though. Like those movies really just, give me a run for my money. However, I've seen people say that Wild Horse 9 kind of looks like a comeback to the In Bruges kind of style, like crime comedy. Except what interests me about Wild Horse 9 is that it's explicitly about the CIA's destabilization of South American infrastructure in the late 60s, early 70s. Well, kind of just for the past 50 years, really. But this is a period piece. So, and then you throw me Sam Rockwell, which we just said. Sam Rockwell is one of the finest performers on the planet. Get some John Malkovich action in there, who's very funny when he wants to be. And then, cherry on top, a star who I think is maybe one of the most underrated comedians of his caliber, Steve Buscemi. He is like relentlessly funny. And I don't know, give the guy some love.
Totally. Mo, did you have thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I was in it from the second I saw that trailer. I love when John Malkovich gets like super ridiculous and over the top and funny. I just watched Burn After Reading, and
man,
he is nuts in that one. Awesome. I just like when he takes something like so seriously that it ends up killing me every time, and I can't wait.
Sorry, I'm thinking about the bit from Burn After Reading when he's like getting fired or whatever. He puts his arms out like this is a crucifixion. This is fantastic. Thomas, you're muted.
I did mute myself, didn't I? Sorry. Zach, any last thoughts on this one?
No, I just wanted to shout out another supporting player that apparently is in this movie is Tom Waits. So I will forever be involved in anything that Tom Waits does. Like I will try to see that as early as I can. So I will happily be here for this one. And Seven Psychopaths is a favorite of mine. In Bruges is a longtime blind spot for me. So I hope to rectify that before I see Wild Horse 9, but I am very excited for the film.
This is an interesting one. They do this periodically where they'll get a like a major release and then just add a bunch of showtimes. And so you would think this would be kind of hard to see, but actually this one has had the most showtimes that I've seen of the ones that we've mentioned so far. One press screening on day one, and then there are 4 public screenings throughout the festival, including on the second weekend.
Welcome back, Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah, seriously, right? Wake Up Dead Man had like 15 screens.
Where's the Blu-ray, Ryan? I want the Blu-ray of those second, third films.
Right? Seriously.
Netflix, you have to ask for that, unfortunately, and they're not budging.
No, I'll do like an evil.
We got a K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah. Criterion, yeah, that's true.
Criterion K-pop Demon Hunters, like in less than a year. So come on, chop Netflix.
I mean, they're getting there. They're getting on board. I'm hearing more about theatrical windows. Maybe they'll wake up sometime.
Does Netflix have any titles?
Wake up Netflix.
Oh, the Black Ball.
Wake up Netflix, right? All right, Luca, let's move to your number 2 most anticipated movie.
So, this is the third film in a unofficial, I guess. I don't know. Is it a trilogy? What do you guys think? Is it? Zach's nodding, so I'm just going to say yes. So it's the third film in the Bad Lieutenant trilogy. It's been passed from auteur to auteur, starting with the great Abel Ferrara, who most people now know as the crazy mafia boss from Marty Supreme. And then it was followed up with, I've only seen this one though. It was followed up by Bad Lieutenant Port of Call New Orleans with Nick Cage. I forgot to mention that what made Bad Lieutenant the original by Abel Ferrara so impactful and such a classic is that Harvey Keitel shows his penis. And in the New Orleans version, unfortunately, Nick Cage does not show his penis. However, there's a really funny Shea Wiggum cameo, which that's the only reason I watched the movie, because I was binge watching Shea Wiggum movies. Don't ask. But now we come to Bad Lieutenant Tokyo, which is the latest film from very similar auteur to Abel Ferrara. Herzog, honestly, Herzog kind of seems like the sore thumb between Abel Ferrara and Takashi Miike, who are both like very I'll say vulgar auteurs. I don't really like the phrase vulgar auteurism, but they're auteurs, and boy, are they vulgar. I'm glad Ethan's here because I was going to tell this story whether or not he was here. Ethan just gave me his copy of Audition. He's like, yeah, no, I can't handle this. And I watched it, and I definitely hard to stomach, but Takashi Miike has a new appreciator in me. I watched his film 13 Assassins, which I thought was really fun. And this just looks like it's going to be just a very violent, morally conflicting time. I think the cast is a kind of a hodgepodge of familiar faces and new ones. The only one I really know going into it is Lily James. I'm very excited for this movie. The PNI is going to be on Tuesday, the 15th, and I will be there. So come find me.
I'm very annoyed with this movie. There's a couple films at the festival that have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday screenings only.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to be there Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday. Why are you guys discriminating against my ability to watch movies? TIFF. Yeah, unfortunately, I have to leave town that evening, and so the Monday screening is too late. Won't be there for the Tuesday screening. For either one of those, and those are the only times you can watch the movie. So like I'm now just hoping, because it's distributed by Neon, I'm really hoping for a 2026 US release date so that I can get it in my Neon box. That would be nice. I know it's releasing in Japan in October, but that helps me none. So come on, guys, think about my ability to watch this movie.
All I'm saying is that it's a new Takashi Miike film. And on the TIFF content advisory, it says explicit violence. What more could you ask for?
Any other thoughts about Bad Lieutenant Tokyo?
I was like, oh, the main actor, Shonoguri, he looks really familiar. And I was like, I have to check what he's in. And it's always so gutting when I do that. And like the movie that I know them from is something dumb. Like the first thing that popped up was, oh, yeah, he was in Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, boy.
Hopefully this is better than that one.
Yeah. Low bar.
Cool. I hope everyone gets a chance to see that. I'm gonna say my number 2 most anticipated film, which is going to be my day one first film of the festival. I will not be changing this slot. My number 2 most anticipated is Coward by Luca. A few years ago, I went to see the Vancouver Film Festival. Everyone was talking about how great Close is. And so I went to the Vancouver Film Festival to watch Close, and my soul has not been the same since. And so I think, yeah, so I think that his storytelling is something that really appeals to me. I also, who's composing this? That's actually really important for me to know. Composer, yes, Valentin Hadjij, incredible composer. He composed both of Lucas's other 2 films, Girl and Close. I listen to those soundtracks on a regular basis. And if you know me, you know music is really important for how I internalize a movie. And so with this like really compelling storytelling style that Lucas has with this composer, and I have friends who saw this movie at Cannes and says it's another it's another one that's going to emotionally wreck me. I might just be like emotionally incapable to take anything else in after I start the festival with Coward. But I'm very excited for this movie. Ever since it premiered at Cannes, I am always excited for movies that Lucas Stones is making. I can't wait to see what this one looks like. Is Coward on anyone else's radar? Is anyone else starving for emotional disruption?
Again, I said earlier, we need a Hamnet. We need something that just like tears your heart out, punches it, Kalima.
Yes.
The whole kit and caboodle. I'm seeing it on Wednesday actually, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Nice.
I looked it up, and the lead actor, it's his acting debut, and he won the Cannes for Best Actor, which is insane. I don't know if that's
this
ever happened.
This is what I'm looking for.
Like, that's crazy. So clearly, it's something to look out for. So definitely between reading about that and the way you're talking about it, Tom, it's definitely something to keep an eye out for. Does it have a release date? Do we know how much
yes. Christmas Day.
Oh,
that is that's a really interesting time window in terms of awards, because he's been nominated for international feature before. So interesting.
I was thinking like a World War I movie for Christmas.
I know they do that. It's really interesting when really off, not Christmas oriented movies come out on Christmas. I remember when
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo,
Baby Girl, Marty Supreme, right? Just these off, it's not that they're offbeat or bad movies. It's just that Christmas, that's the day y'all chose.
Nosferatu, that was a good Christmas.
That one was, I guess gothic dark movies, we can excuse it for Christmas, but
we got the snow.
Right, there was snow.
And what else? Winter, and that's it.
Which one?
It has winter, and that's it's snowing, and that's it.
Yes, Christmas. That's it, right? But because I saw Baby Girl. I saw Baby Girl at and when that one came out on Christmas, I'm like, who was trying to see Baby Girl on Christmas?
I went to go see.
I also saw Baby Girl on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I went to go see it at the Alamo Draft House in Chicago, and I got milk and cookies beforehand.
Oh my god!
So yo, milk and cookies before a Christmas Day screening. You know what? I like it. I like it.
It was better than my screening of Maestro.
I never got around to Maestro.
You don't have to.
That's fair. They did send me a nice vinyl of the soundtrack, so I appreciate that.
Bernstein's a good composer. You don't need to watch the movie though.
Right. Ethan, I'm going to loop back around to you since we're on this round. Give me your number 2 most anticipated movie.
All right, so I have Hope written down, but I can't go to the screening.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's. I realized that it was all sold out. So
the one on the Wednesday.
I'll be quick on it and then move to something I actually can see.
That's fair.
I saw The Wailing with Zach this past week, sponsored by Luca's Blu-ray. What an insane movie! Oh my god, I love just super bleak shit, and it is really exceptionally directed. So I am really interested in seeing this. I don't even know his fucking name. Director's next film, Hope.
Na Hong Jin.
There you go, Na Hong Jin. But so I'll substitute in here. Now I'll throw the curveball. The 4-hour-long Elon Musk documentary.
Oh boy!
Wow,
we went there.
I'm the tough trooper who's gonna sit there and watch this movie, so all of you don't have to.
God bless you, Ethan. God bless you.
I
am honestly
fascinated by these abhorrent pieces of human trash who think that they can walk all over us and take all our shit and ruin everything. And
Tell him.
hopefully this guy who's directing it paints this guy in an awful light, because he's a really horrendous, evil, disgusting human being. And hopefully he wasn't paid off. So hopefully we can have, between this and Artificial, people being like, yeah, we should probably do something about these guys. Let's put them in jail or worse, you know?
I support your support for this. I will not be spending 4 hours in the theater, but I'm on board with this message. So like, more power to you.
Yeah, I'll be seeing a couple of documentaries between this and 13 in Gaza. I'll be seeing anything that isn't supporting Israel, really. Cameron Bailey, we see what you're doing and we hate you.
We gotta have a talk.
Gotta have a talk.
Also, Half, the film about vampires.
Half, yeah.
Zach put me on, because I wasn't really gonna see it, but then he was like, it's got the fight choreographer from like The Raid 2, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna see if I can get a car and go down to the fucking midnight screening. We're doing that. We're locking in.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Half.
that's my number 2 and 2.5.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, good call outs. I mean, I will get to Musk when I have 4 hours to watch that movie. I don't have that at TIFF, but
yeah, when it hits streaming, that might be the time.
But I love that you're seeing it. You know, someone's got to go to these screenings, so I love that.
Half though.
Yo,
look, they're calling it Indian Sinners. Come on, man. I'm there.
Yes, guys. I mean, so Midnight Madness, every year they typically have a really, really good like fight action choreography like kind of movie, and I every time I've gone to one of those, I've loved it, right? And so, you know, this is one of those movies that if I could go to the midnight screening, I would. I'm mad because I don't think I'm going to be in town for this midnight screening, but this is one that if you can be there at the midnight screening and with an audience who is ready to turn up, I think this is the movie that would happen for. So
I also just want to note this is a Western as well. They've said that this is some as well. Yeah, that's crazy. This is going to be like an insane movie.
Totally,
I'm hyped.
Yeah,
it's going to bring the house down.
Okay, guys, we're on the last round. Most anticipated movies. I'm excited to talk about what you're looking forward to most. Mo, we're gonna start with you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be the second one to completely disregard your don't get into the triple digits with runtime thing from earlier, because I am very, very, very excited for All of a Sudden from Ryusuke Hamaguchi, and that is coming in at a whopping 196 minutes.
So long.
and I am not missing that one. It is about a like newly hired director of a care facility who's just in conversation the whole movie with a like Japanese theater director who has like terminal cancer. And I love Hamaguchi. I love Drive My Car. I love Evil Does Not Exist. That was a really big one for me like 2 years ago. I just, one of my favorite filmmakers. The second I heard this was going to be at the festival, I'm like, I have to see that.
I didn't know there was a Hamaguchi at TIFF.
Yes. What? This one is interesting because it's one of those that there's very limited showtimes. There's a press and then there's 2 screenings, and usually what they do is they'll put both screenings like back-to-back days. So like if you're only there for one weekend, it is obnoxious because only people that are there for that one weekend that is playing can see it. This one is really nice because there's a press screening on day one. Then there's a Monday screening for first weekend people, but then there is the second screening is on the second weekend. That's how you program, guys. If you're going to limit these screenings, please spread it out, okay? Like, give everybody a fair chance to see it, whether you're there first day, first weekend, or second weekend. Thank you for doing this for All of a Sudden.
Especially when it's over 3 hours long.
Especially when it's over 3 hours. I'm sincere. I don't know if I can get to this one at TIFF. It's really going to depend on if Vancouver picks it up, which I have high hopes for. I'll find out. I think by the time this goes up, I will know. And for the record, like that's kind of how I have to plan my festival. I'm very fortunate to live close to Vancouver and travel to Toronto, and so between the two, I get access to pretty much everything that's going to come out over the next few months. And so when VIFF announces their schedule, then I can start locking in things for TIFF. And if VIFF doesn't get this movie, then I have a lot of rearranging to do. Because yes, I am also a fan of Hamaguchi. I only saw Drive My Car, which of course wrecked me. It's a great movie. I unfortunately did not get to Evil Does Not Exist. And I still need to watch that. Maybe that'll be homework before TIFF.
Is that one about like data center building and climate change?
No, kind of. It's about, it is like this very small, very like nature reliant town where a big like sort of like hotel chain comes in and is like, we're going to turn this into a getaway location.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Very relevant in the like data center thing where it's like a community coming against a like the government or corporations being like, hey, we know your land and we know how all of this is really cool and how your community is important. What if we just put something on top of it and ruin your lives
and hiked your electricity bills?
Yeah,
totally. Anyone else interested? Anyone else going to make the 3-hour time frame work for your festival for all of a sudden?
I think I can show something. Hold on.
While he finds what I assume is I'm assuming it's the Blu-ray of Drive My Car. So while he goes to get it, I'm going to say, I'm holding God at gunpoint, and I'm going to say, you better make time for... Oh my God, that's not...
What?
That is not a Blu-ray of Drive My Car.
Oh, that's beauty.
Look at that poster. Yo, Ethan always comes through with like...
So I saw it at the Review Cinema on the last day they showed it, and I was like, can I just have the poster? And they were like, sure. And I was like, awesome. So
Ethan,
that's sick,
Ethan,
man.
I want you to open a museum. Okay, I just want all of your merch, your memorabilia. I just want it all on display at a museum, because every time we do a podcast, you got something to show, and it's great.
It's like a show and tell section.
I think it's really funny to have the show and tell.
I love it. That's awesome. Cool. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think most of press is going to be making all of a sudden their day one, film one screening, because it's playing that Thursday at 9 a.m. So it's in that very first window on the first day for press. I'm sorry, I have to see Coward. But
I'm doing
but you all rushed to all of a sudden so that I can not have to wake up so early for
I
Coward.
should be able to go to the screening that's on the Monday or the other one, because the 2 days, no, not the Monday, that's a premium one. I'm stingy. The one that's on the 19th, because I originally just wasn't going to watch anything on that day, so might as well go for that.
There you go. Shawn, did you have anything to say on all of a sudden?
I really hope I can see. I don't know if I'll be able to fit it in, especially with that runtime. But regardless, when it does get a theatrical release, it'll be a priority. Absolutely. He's a very exciting filmmaker to watch, and I also have not seen his previous movies, so that may be something I need to work on as well.
Yeah, it looks like Neon's releasing this one on November 25th. So obviously, it's going to make an Oscar run. Obviously, so we will.
So yeah.
Totally. All right, Zach, let's get your number one most anticipated movie.
Am I allowed to cheat and kind of do two?
I'll allow it.
Well, so my number one is a movie that I don't believe has like been actually confirmed for TIFF yet, and is more just like and so it's more of like a 1.5.
Son of a bitch. I know what you're talking about, and I hate you for saying this.
I didn't even know it was a thing until yesterday. I'll just do my normal number one first, which is Danny Boyle's Inc.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the new film from Danny Boyle. It's Guy Pearce and Jack O'Connell in a drama about newspapers, just a journalism movie like that. That's it for me. So I will be there as soon as I possibly can. I'm a big fan of Danny Boyle, and I will always be there for any of his films. And if this gets 28 years later, part 3 made, let's do it. But no, my 0.5 answer is I've heard, now this is obviously rumor and hearsay. So if this, by the time this comes out and it turns out to be not true, then don't shoot me for it. But I have heard from certain people that Lance Oppenheim's prime time may or may not be at this festival. If that is the case, then that is my de facto number one. I am incredibly excited to see Robert Pattinson as Chris Hansen, especially after David Onset's phenomenal Predators. The documentary that David Onset did about Chris Hansen, and that sort of, I believe the documentary was just called Predators as well. And Lance Oppenheim's documentary work is something that I'd also really like to check out, as his sort of style really looks very interesting. And I can't wait to see how it transitions to sort of narrative filmmaking. The trailer is probably my favorite non-Dune trailer of the year so far. So I will be there as soon as I can, and you see how that looks.
It is so funny. How much of a rumor is it when he says there's something unconfirmed and we're all like, oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, yeah, Shawn, go ahead.
I would rearrange my entire schedule. Sorry, Shawn.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say, do we know how soon to the festival they have announced individual movies like this? Like, we're 2.5 weeks out.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have an idea? Do we have a theory of why?
I don't know.
So if I am thinking about the business of TIFF, chances are they're waiting until right before patrons get tickets, or right before ticket drops, so that they can inspire the higher patron members to buy tickets. So I imagine, I don't know, I can't remember what the specific schedule is, but there's a tiered system on when people can get tickets. And so their membership tiers, the higher that you are in the tier, the sooner you can get tickets and all that stuff. I imagine whenever that's supposed to happen, that's when they'll probably announce it around that time so that they can inspire people to get tickets. It's definitely a marketing ploy for the festival, which, use your resources. Absolutely. I think it's funny. Thoughts on Inc. or Primetime? Anyone else want to sound off about either one of those? Speculating that Primetime might be a movie that plays at TIFF.
I'll take here. So I'll give a few words about Inc. Danny Boyle, another $1 trillion to Danny Boyle. I still need to watch Sunshine, but Trainspotting, T2 Trainspotting, and I was going to say Bone Temple because I love Bone Temple so much, but 28 years later is so incredible and so unique with how it plays with filmmaking. I trust that anytime I go see Danny Boyle, he's going to do something unique with the camera, not just a good emotionally complex story. He brings something that you don't see very often when going to new movies, where you're surprised, you're captivated by the moving image. It's like you're one of those people who's seeing the train come towards you for the first time and you run out. Like the thing with the 50 fucking iPhones. Sorry, I'm swearing. I just where they had
I get excited about Danny Boyle too.
Well, 50 iPhones strapped to a guy's head as an arrow goes through. It's you know what I'm talking about. You see it in the theater and you're like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is a movie about two just regular ass dudes. It's probably gonna have one moment where you're like, holy shit, that's really cool. How do you do that? And so even in movies that end up just not being that great or are even just okay, like this year's it's pretty good. Spider-Man and Evil Dead Burn. They both do really cool things where a camera like will flip like 45 degrees and then like 90 degrees, like flips around, and you're like, that's really cool. That's cool to see that in a blockbuster movie. So let's see something like that in a movie about
newspapers.
Newspapers. Thank you.
Well,
and Primetime. Sorry, Luca, you gotta wait one more second because
baby.
This is my favorite man on the
yes,
planet
Robert
Earth.
Pattinson for the win.
I was here before Batman, okay? I saw Good Time because it was a recommendation on like Ralph the Movie Maker or something. And I was like, this is the greatest guy I've ever seen in my life. And it was before I didn't see Twilight until like a year and a half ago. But I like in like 2021, I'm like, this guy has to be Batman. He can do it. And then it was like, he's Batman. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like the coolest guy I've ever seen. Like, and shout out Robert Pattinson, because in that one interview, he was like, you never see anyone doing method when they're playing a really nice guy. So this is a good dude. He is Gen Z. I don't care that he's 40 years old. He said he's Gen Z. He believes it. I believe it. He's one of us. Primetime looks fucking insane. Trailers are art, and they, whoever they got to do that, stellar job.
I have not seen the trailer for Primetime because I don't want that movie ruined. I saw the teaser,
and I don't want to see anything else because that teaser is like Black Panther level teasers.
Stop it! Black Panther teaser is great.
Yeah, I'm saying that. Like the run the jewels beep beep like with the fucking it's look at the dog and he's like whoa whoa, and it's like like you know what I'm talking about. Like
oh man.
Anyway,
Thomas, you just gotta watch the teaser. It'll get
okay. Maybe I'll watch the teaser. I can deal with the teaser trailer. I just hate when regular trailers like give a lot away.
Oh, there was like nothing given away in the
because I skipped the Anora trailer to watch it at TIFF. And if I had seen the Anora trailer before watching Anora, I would have been upset. So that's my case study. But I got on the Robert Pattinson train at The Lighthouse. I missed Good Time, but The Lighthouse was the one where I was like, oh, okay, Twilight got some acting in him. Okay, all right. And so ever since then, like he's just been on a tear over the past few years. And keep going, dude. Keep doing it.
I at least want to chime in. Sorry.
Yes. Go ahead.
Just say, Zach, interesting journalism double feature. Was that intentional or was that a coincidence?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Well, I had Ink as my number one, and I'm like, well, nobody has said anything about Primetime yet, so this is my moment.
Yeah, so, very good point.
I want to at least mention that this isn't just like about like reporters or anything like that. This is about the rise to power of Rupert Murdoch and Larry Lamb. Rupert Murdoch, you might know by you may not know by name, but you certainly know what he's done, which is The Sun, and then later on Fox News. So it's basically I know, Ethan. Yeah, these guys suck. So it's the progeny.
Shaking our head so the audience knows.
It's the progeny of shitty tabloid culture, like conservative media, stuff like that. And Boyle is not a stranger to that. 28 years later, does interrogate those. I mean, he doesn't really interrogate that as like journalism, but he does interrogate the idea of like UK conservatism in 28 years later. And I'm really excited to see that through line keep going in Ink. And then Primetime, I watched one of Lance Oppenheim's documentaries, Some Kind of Heaven. And I like his very observational approach, and I don't need to talk about Robert Pattinson.
No, you don't, because as the resident millennial in this conversation, I'm going to reclaim Robert Pattinson, and we're going to move on. So, Ethan, let's get your number one most anticipated film of the festival.
So he kind of incidentally got a little mention earlier from Luca because he did Bad Lieutenant Port of New Orleans or whatever it's called. I think that's it.
Port of New Orleans.
Yeah. So Bucking Fastard by Werner Herzog. So this was originally mentioned in his memoir, Every Man for Himself and God Against All. It's a long title, something like that, about projects that never got made that he wished he could make. That was in 2022. And so this is coming at TIFF this year. I'm super intrigued by Herzog's films. I think I've seen more of his documentaries than his like narrative films, but it's always something that intrigues me how he plays on it's not the subjective truth, that's not the word he uses, but playing with things that are not true to what happens in the documentary or in the story, but you believe it a lot. And it was something like in one of his documentaries, he said, or he portrayed, that the people who live near this waterfall never go near it or behind it because they believe there's a greater power on the other side. And he just made that up. But it's something that just has like this aura in the story where it's like something that's so interesting, and to creatively lie like that to the audience, he's just such an interesting filmmaker that I always want to see like what he's doing and pick his brain, because even if it's not even great, I'll be fascinated by it. Because even some of the other films I've seen, like maybe they're just like okay, like if there's a documentary I'm watching and I'm just like kind of half asleep, but like I love hearing like his voice, be it his literal voice or what he's using with the camera. And I think that the two that they have playing twins, Kate Mara and Rooney Mara, it's like they don't really look that similar, but the fact that they're both Mara, it's like pretty funny. Like there's this inherent like comedy to how the movie exists, and the reason for the title and like logline basically is that they speak in unison, these identical twins or two sisters or whatever, and they both said in court bucking Fastard at the same time instead of fucking bastard. And
that's why it's called bucking Fastard?
Yeah. They speak at the same time always, and they're close to each other, and in court they both said bucking Fastard instead of fucking bastard at the same time. So just these weird concepts where you're like, what the hell is this? You just gotta lock in. And I'll shout out one of my favorite films of all time, the documentary from 1971 he did, Land of Silence of Darkness, about blind, deaf communities. It's 85 minutes, and you could probably find it on YouTube still, I think. And yeah, go watch that. Go watch Bucking Fastard. Werner Herzog forever. He got shot and still did an interview. He's a legend.
What? Oh, he did. That's right. Oh my god, I forgot about that video.
Yeah, with like an airsoft gun or something.
Yeah, he's like just like chilling in California, and like he gets shot by like a BB gun. He goes like,
he's like,
oh.
What was that? No, he doesn't say "ow." He just goes, "What was that?" And then he looks up, and there's just like a wound in his. He's like, "It's nothing. It's nothing."
He's got movies to promote. Very quickly, anyone else want to give their thoughts on Bucking Fastard?
I just like the name.
I know, it's a great name. No need to retitle here. No need to retitle here. It censored itself. So
I would like to see the movie, but the clip they released of Rooney Mara and Kate Mara doing the speaking gives me great pause.
Oh no.
That clip it's going to be an interesting movie for sure. I'm like all the things that Ethan just said about Werner Herzog. Another documentary that I really like, I can't remember the name of it, but it's when they were making Fitzcarraldo, and the documentary that he made about him and Klaus Kinski is just one of the greatest documentaries about filmmaking in general. And so I'm very excited for the film, and just for the fact that Herzog is back making a movie. But like I said, that clip is just very, very interesting stuff.
Very cool. All right. I'm glad we're all looking forward to that one for the most part. I won't go watch that clip now.
It's eclectic.
Yeah. All right. That's fair. Shawn, let's move on to your number one most anticipated movie of TIFF.
Yes, my number one most anticipated film of TIFF is the debut. This is Jesse Eisenberg's newest movie. So much about this movie fascinates me, and I'm just very excited to see it. Jesse Eisenberg as a filmmaker, I've loved seeing the way his career has progressed from actor to filmmaker. I admittedly have not seen his first movie, but A Real Pain is one of my favorite movies of 2024. I love that movie. I think the screenplay is amazing. The performances are amazing. And I'm just really interested by the little bit that we know about this movie. I've not watched the trailer, but it says that a woman, Julianne Moore, is cast in a musical and stuff just spirals out of control. It's giving kind of not as intense, but like it kind of reminds me of Black Swan. I know it's not going to go Black Swan-esque, but like kind of like that. So that really intrigues me. Julianne Moore, I really feel like we haven't seen much from her since her Oscar win for Still Alice. So to see her lead a possible awards contender is very exciting because she's an amazing actress. And as a theater fan, there's so much to love about this. Bernadette Peters is a Broadway legend. Bonnie Milligan, Colton Ryan, Lily Cooper. There's so many Broadway actors and actresses in this movie. So that's very exciting for me. And just to see normal people get pushed to their psychological limits is always interesting to see if that's the way it goes. It sounds like it may. So I don't know. There's just a lot to be excited about. I'm hearing good things about it, so I'm definitely making the time to see this. This is one of the few movies at TIFF that are having a evening press screening, which is really interesting. I don't know if that's something to look into, but that's just interesting to me. I don't think it has any morning screenings. I think it's at like 6:30, 6:50 on a weekday.
Damn.
We'll see.
It's also the biggest hall that TIFF has for the PNI, the thing that you're talking about. It's in the biggest room that TIFF has right now. The new.
Oh, that's right. There is a new
theater.
Is it John Bassett?
Yeah, I think so.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a new venue.
Do we know?
Awesome. What's that?
Do we know how many seats it holds?
It's like 1,800, I think. Or like.
Whoa. Hold on, I have to corroborate.
I believe so. I could be wrong. I think I heard that somewhere.
Like maybe I could cop a ticket for Obsession.
I'm upset because I can't go to the press screening for that. That's when my flight leaves that Monday. But if I can get one ticket to a premiere, it has to be the debut premiere because that's the only screening that I can go to at the festival. So Jesse Eisenberg, I saw when you finished Saving the World at Sundance. I also and it's what I would expect from a feature debut. I mean, the ideas are there, the collabs are there. He has the right talent in place. It's a little messy, right? But to be expected from a feature debut, all of which he corrects incredibly well for am I spacing on it? His second feature, A Real Pain. Because A Real Pain, every time I watch that movie, it gets better and better. And it started, and like the first time I watched it was a great movie. And so I'm hoping, like, I'm very hopeful that the debut continues to build on what he's learning as a filmmaker. I think when you finish Saving the World, it was a lot to juggle all the stories that he had going on there, which is why A Real Pain was a really good step back. It's more isolated. It's really just focused on two characters, not necessarily a chamber piece, but definitely very much just about these two characters and their relationship with each other. So it'll be interesting to see him kind of go, kind of have a story that's a lot to manage and then go to something that's a little bit more constrained to then kind of expanding a little bit more with this the debut. I am excited to see him go from Sundance to TIFF. I'm sure his next movie will be Cannes. Because this went to Cannes, right? This was a Cannes premiere.
No, I don't think so. No,
I don't think so.
I think
it must be going to Venice then.
Yeah, or Telluride. I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's Telluride.
Okay. Well, anyway, my point being, Jesse Eisenberg, I think will get to Cannes very soon if this movie is on the trajectory that I see his career going. So yeah, and of course he worked with Julianne Moore in his debut feature, so it's nice to see those collaborations continue working with him. And I can't wait to see this one. Hopefully I can at the festival. Any other thoughts on the debut?
Giamatti heads rise up. It's our time. We're back.
Yes.
Always love seeing him. Always love seeing him.
Do you guys want to know what my first Paul Giamatti movie was?
Which one?
The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
And you stuck by
I
this.
thought
like
he
me
just
for
talked
real.
like that for the longest time as a kid. When he was in other movies and talked with just like how he talks, I was like, he sounds different.
Oh man. All right, we're moving right along, guys. Luca, let's get your number one most anticipated movie of the festival.
Well, speaking with moving right along, it's kind of like a little nursery rhyme. Row, row, row your boat gently down the river.
The River
By
yes.
Joshua Giuliano. River is his directorial debut. This is the opening Midnight Madness film. So again, if you guys know me, you guys know that I'm Mr. Midnight. So this is a non-negotiable. This stars one of horror's finest final girls, Jane Levy, one of our greatest, one of our best. Evil Dead 2013 certified classic. And furthermore, we have Jessica Roth standing by, who was in Boy Kills World, which I thought was just fine. The third family member, Max Mattern, I have not seen him in anything. It says on the little log line that he was in Cape Fear. I didn't watch it. My mom says it's good, though, so I trust her. But this is a horror movie about a family, or just two sisters and a brother, on a boat in the middle of a river, and there is a serial killer coming to come get them. And I just found this out approximately 2 minutes ago. The serial killer is the guy who was in the Predator suit in Prey. So imagine being stuck on a boat and the Predator is coming to kill you.
I mean, for this being the midnight opener, I mean, that's a tall order. And I know Peter is really good at programming Midnight Madness, and so I trust he knows what he's doing. And we like our Midnight Madness openers to be rowdy, and I'm hoping that this gives that because I still have not been to an actual midnight screening of a Midnight Madness movie, and if I go to one, it would have been half, but I think half is playing when I'm not there. So this could be my first Midnight Madness movie, and I think that would be pretty dope. If
Fingers crossed is good.
I know, right? Yeah.
And I was gonna be cheeky like Zach and say that like my sneak second pick is gonna be Zach Kreger's Resident Evil because it releases during the festival.
I love unofficial festival watches, right? Like that's pretty fun.
We're already strapped for time, so yeah, we'll just go with River for now. One R horror movie is enough.
Any other quick thoughts on River?
I'll be seeing it, not at the midnight though, because I can't make a trip there and back every day from like an hour away.
Yeah, that'll be brutal.
I'm very excited for Jane Levy to be in another horror movie. The last Jane Levy horror movie I saw was the film that Luca mentioned, Fede Alvarez's Evil Dead, and that's one of my favorite horror movies of the last 15 years. So I'm very excited for whatever this turns out to be. I had no idea that the guy who plays the Predator is the killer in this, so that makes me very excited.
Yeah, apparently he's a former basketball player.
Luca, did you know that Jane Levy is in Whale Fall, your favorite movie that hasn't come out yet?
Really?
True, she is in Whale Fall.
It is so funny. My husband sent me the he saw something on social media. He's like, "Is this real?" And I had to go look it up. Like, is this real? Oh, I guess it is. Okay, cool. That'll be an October watch now.
We're making it happen.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're bringing this to a close pretty quickly, which is a great transition, a great segue into my number one pick, which is Closing Night. And here's why it's my number one pick. I'm going to round this this whole conversation out with a big prediction. I think Closing Night could be the People's Choice winner.
Really?
Few things going on with Closing Night. I don't know what it's about. I don't read synopsises. Okay, I just look at the image and I look at the credits and I figure out what's going on there. But there's a few things going for this movie, right? So this is a feature directorial debut. It's a Canadian film. It has a stunning cast that includes Naomi Watts, Sarah Paulson, and Odessa. I can't pronounce that last name. Zion. So it is a top-notch cast, directorial debut, Canadian, and I think all of those things kind of, if it's a good movie, if it's as entertaining as I'm hoping that it is, all of those things kind of coalesce into what TIFF would want a People's Choice winner to be. Not that they influence that, obviously it's People's Choice, but like the people who participate with voting for People's Choice, this seems to check all of those boxes. And so I'm gonna make a bold prediction. I think this could be the People's Choice winner. The only reason that I think, besides having not seen it yet, and it's a world premiere here as well. So world premiere Canadian film from a feature directorial debut with a star-studded cast. It's checking all the boxes. The only reason, aside from the quality of the ultimate film, that it might not win is just because it only has 3 screenings. Who knows if that changes? More screenings typically means more votes, so that's something that is currently working against it. But otherwise, it's checking all the boxes, and so that's why it's my number 1 most anticipated. I am just going to boldly predict that this could be a People's Choice contender, potential winner. So, is closing night on anyone else's radar?
It is now.
Yeah.
Now that Thomas has made a bold prediction that is now shifting the industry.
It's interesting because after last year's The Life of Chuck, I really don't know. Like anything could win People's Choice. I mean, people would just use it as, it will be an Oscar contender, a Best Picture nominee. Life of Chuck, not saying it was undeserved, but it just kind of threw all of that out the window. I mean, maybe it was a one-off. But yeah, the lack of screenings, Thomas, that you bring up definitely is a bit of a red flag. Do you know what's is it playing in Princess of Wales, Royal?
Princess of Wales and the Scotiabank is the second screening. And I mean, in my experience, the 1 press screening, 2 public screenings is kind of a formula for high demand. They're really squeezing demand for it. I can see them adding a second screening on the I don't know, on the second weekend maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out. But usually when there's only 3 screenings, it's the festival indicating this is a very highly demanded film, and we're going to just squeeze demand and make it, give it that word of mouth. And so I don't know. We'll have to see. But it's on my list. I desperately want to see it. I actually really want to be at the world premiere.
That'd be cool.
So
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's co-written by Devin Bostick, which is an interesting poll.
Yeah, totally.
My Roderick.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of producers on this one, which is also an indicator. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look even more into the credits. I don't know. The more I look into the movie, the more my prediction feels strong. So, anyway, so those are our most anticipated movies. I know that there's a lot that we did not get to. Again, 293 films at the festival, and there's tons to get to. Really quick, I want to circle back to a couple questions we asked earlier, and I want to make sure Ethan and Shawn can participate here, which is perfect because it's going to be one question for each of you. Ethan, what is a question that you have about attending the festival as press, since this will be your first year doing it?
How long are the lines at like 8 a.m?
Ridiculously long.
Yeah.
You have to get there an hour, a bit of.
You got to get up early, my friend.
Yeah, all of a sudden, y'all better be in line at like 7:30 at the latest.
Yeah, we
melatonins at like 9 p.m. if I need to if I need to get ready for this. Like, oh boy.
Yeah, we were saying earlier that like I got up at like 6:45 for Hamnet. Like, it's brutal.
And I didn't know Luca knew what 6:45 was.
I know, right? It's unbelievable. I need my beauty sleep, god damn it.
Totally. You know what? I support it.
Yeah, I had to miss Roof Man, unfortunately. That's how it goes.
Brutal. And then Shawn, is there, as someone who has attended TIFF as press, is there any advice that you would give to to new TIFF accredited TIFF press members to survive the festival?
Yes, absolutely. I say this every year since I've been going. Pace yourself. I'm telling you, it's not worth seeing 6 movies a day for 10 days straight. It will break you emotionally. It will break you physically. And not to get too, I don't want to get too objective, but I just don't think you enjoy the movies as much. I can say from first-hand experience, I did not enjoy Anatomy of a Fall as much as I did when I rewatched it, because I saw that in the morning, in the middle of the festival. Boy and the Heron, I don't think I enjoyed as much. I've seen people fall asleep during screenings. I just personally just don't see the point at that point. I don't see what the purpose is if you're not in a healthy state of mind. I think you can push 4, maybe 5 one day, and maybe it's a personal thing. Maybe you can do 5-6 screenings a day. But to me, I've seen a clear improvement the past couple of years, pacing myself at 3 movies a day, and enjoying everything a lot more. Everything staying with me a lot more. Because at a certain point, everything just becomes filler. And then you leave the festival and you're like, I don't even remember half the stuff I watched. So to me,
exactly.
Yeah. To me, I would just, pace yourself, really prioritize what you want to see, and just don't push yourself too much. I just don't think it's worth it personally, but that's just me. But it's going to be an amazing time. I love it. The moment the schedule got released and TIFF was up and I was putting in all the screenings, I was like, God, I love this so much.
It's so fun
to put in at all the screenings you want, and then to like dwindle it down to like, okay, I can make this if I want to skip that. It's the best feeling. I love it so much.
It's such a great game because and we enjoy playing the game so much that part of how we do that is kind of nonsense, because I've had to learn this myself. The schedule will come out and I'll be like, okay, plan the schedule. But then it's like, oh shoot, I have interviews I have to book, or I have red carpets so now I have to shift the schedule around those. And then it's like, oh well shoot, VIFF is getting these movies. I can push these movies over to VIFF. And so I end up remaking my schedule like a dozen times. And like this year, I'm holding off a little bit. I've made a schedule, but like it's going to change on Tuesday when VIFF announces its lineup. Like that's just what's going to happen. And but it's fun. It's really fun to like play this little puzzle game of like, what movies can I fit in? How can I schedule things around things, and what can I see? So I totally agree with you, Shawn. That's great. So. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us in this conversation. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Like I said, TIFF is happening in person from September 10th to the 20th. We're going to start publishing our content on the first day of the festival. I do have a schedule of content that we're going to publish, and we're going to try to stay on top of it as much as we can. And you can follow all of our coverage at thisisforreel.com. ForReel, of course, spelled FORREEL. And for really like up-to-date information, you can get us on social media. I'll be keeping the socials on point in between screenings. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. We will see everybody in Toronto. Talk to you guys then.
Bye.